Welcome to One Day One Topic series. So for today, the topic is morphological classification of bones. Means we are gonna talk about bones. So the types of bones. So first we will see long bone. So there are three types of long bone: typical long bone, miniature long bone, and modified long bone. Here we can see this is typical long bone, this is miniature long bone, and here it is modified long bone. So basically, what is a typical long bone? Typical long bone consists of three parts: one elongated shaft, which is known as diaphysis, two expanded end, which is called as epiphysis. So this is a long bone. This middle part, this this middle part is known as shaft, and these two ends are known as epiphysis. Okay, this has one primary center and two secondary center of ossification. Ossification is basically formation of bone, formation of bone, and contain medullary cavity filled with bone marrow, ossify in cartilage, and it lies vertically. It lies vertically in body and are weight bearing. It can bear weight. You can see here, here we can see biceps and triceps of people. So it wears the weight when we are in the gym, for example. So this is weight bearing. Okay, and example for long bones are humerus, radius, ulna, femur, tibia, and fibula. Okay, now let's come to the miniature long bone. Miniature long bone, they are shorter in length as compared to typical long bone and has one primary center of shaft and one secondary center of ossification at one end only. At one end only, we can see the ossification center. So this is the miniature long bone, right? So here we can see, here is only one center of ossification and center shaft. Okay, for example, metacarpals, metatarsal, and phalanx. Now let's come to the third one, modified long bone. It is present horizontally in body. Here you can see this is present horizontally in body, has two primary centers and one center of ossification, has two primary centers and one center of ossification. The medullary cavity is absent and ossifies mostly in the membrane. Ossify mostly in the membrane. Okay. Now, for example, clavicle. Okay. Now let's come to the short bone. So here we can see this is the short bone. It is small in size and usually cuboidal in shape, presenting six surfaces. For example, carpal bones and tarsal bones. Then comes flat bone. It is flat and shallow plate-like bone, forms boundaries of certain body cavity. For example, cranium and thoracic cavity. We can see frontal and parietal, occipital, scapula, ribs, and sternum are example of our flat bone. Here is our flat bone. Here we can see the frontal bone, which is one of the example of our flat bone. Now comes irregular bone. Irregular name suggests that it is highly irregular in shape, and examples are hip bone, vertebrae, sacrum, sphenoid, and ethmoid. You can see the hip bone right here, which is example of irregular bone. Okay. Next comes the pneumatic bone, which contains air-filled cavities or cavities within them. These bones form paranasal air sinuses and make the skull light and add resonance to the voice. Means this help in plays a main role in voice modulation and also makes the skull light. Right. It has air sinuses present. Okay. Air-filled cavities. You can see this is the example of our paranasal air sinuses, and example are maxilla, frontal, sphenoid, and ethmoid. Okay, now comes the sesamoid bone. This is very important from exam point of view also. So sesamoid bone, it develops in tendon of muscles, very important, and ossify afterwards. These do not have any periosteum and lack Havassian system. Okay, functions of sesamoid bone is also very important. It acts as pulley for muscle contraction and alter the direction of pull of the muscle and minimize the friction of tendon against the bone. So here we can see this is our sesamoid bone right here. Example are patella, pisiform, fibula, and sesamoid bone in the tendon of flexor pollicis brevis and flexor hallucis brevis. Okay, so all these functions and everything of sesamoid bone is very important. Don't forget them. And here is the sum up of everything we learned today. I hope it was helpful for everyone, and yeah, meet you in the next one. Till then, keep studying and all the best.